thought of the day: should trans people be banned from being able to buy firearms? Now, for me, this is pretty simple. And I would extend this to, should you ban criminals from buying firearms, right? And what I mean by criminals is anybody who has committed a crime that we know about, that has, whether they've been in jail or not, either way, doesn't matter. They're no longer in jail, no longer in prison. And for me, it's the same thing either way. The answer is no. No, you should not ban them from keeping and bearing arms. There's no stipulation in the Constitution. There's no stipulation in the Second Amendment that says, well, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed unless at some point we've deemed them mentally unstable in some way, shape, or form. It's not what the Second Amendment says. And for that reason alone, I think, regardless of how you feel, and make no mistake, I think people who genuinely are trans, not the people just out there attention seeking, calling themselves babies and shit like that, but the people who genuinely are trans, I do think have mental issues. However, they should not be barred, just like any other citizen, from keeping and bearing arms. Because who makes those determinations on what quote-unquote mental issues bar you from owning a gun? Well, guess what? It's government. And it's people funded by the government. And do you really want the government being able to determine not only, well, if you're mentally unstable in some way, you can't have a gun, but then on top of that, they and the people they fund get to determine what qualifies as mentally unstable. I don't want the government having that kind of power. What I do want is for soft targets to go away, so that if a trans person or a criminal or whoever decides to do something bad, there are people in place with the opportunity to stop them. That is far more effective. Plus the fact that if we just look at criminals as an example, I mean, come on, let's be real. We've been talking about it as people who are pro-Second Amendment, pro-gun rights for a long time. Laws do not stop bad people who want to do bad things from accomplishing those goals. If somebody wants to get a gun to do something bad, they will get a gun. Maybe they'll be barred on a 4473 from legally going and buying it from the local gun store, but they will still get the tools they need to do bad things because they're bad people and they don't care about the law. If they did, they wouldn't do the bad thing to begin with. So yeah, I have my issues when it comes to all the stuff that's going on in modern woke culture about trans rights and this and that and everything else. Do I think that should bar a person from being able to enjoy a critical human right, the right to defend yourself if need be? No. No, I do not. And I know a lot of people will disagree, but I come down hard on this. Unless you are locked up in a prison or a mental facility because a judge has deemed you unfit to be out amongst the public, you should be able to have and enjoy all of your rights and freedoms as a human being. Right to keep and bear arms, right to free speech, right to vote, whatever it is. If you're not locked up, you are still a human being, and until you have done something to prove that you cannot be trusted with your freedom, in which case you should be locked up, you get to enjoy all your human rights.